初心者から専門家に至る誰もが愛する人々に安心して使用できるエッセンシャルオイルを提供するという使命を持つドテラ。その成り立ちはどのようなものだったのでしょうか。
After working 10 years in the essential oil industry, I found myself leaving for integrity purposes because I knew that essential oils had to be pure. The desire of my heart was just to go home and raise my children. And I hadn't been home very long before my husband came to me and said, "There's something more you're supposed to do." And as he said this to me, I actually was very angry with him because my heart said, I want to be home with my kids. And he said, "Sweetheart, you're not listening. There is something you're supposed to do with Dave and Dr. Hill with these oils." And I said, "What do you mean, these oils? I've tried all the essential oils out there. There's nothing that meets the quality standards our family needs to use for our health care." And he smiled at me and he said, "I know. You're supposed to find them. Stop thinking with your head and start thinking with your heart." And it was in that moment that I knew. It all came together, and I had such a grand vision of going out and finding the world's most pure, most potent essential oils and educating mothers like me how to take charge of their health care. Again, in the spring of 2008, that's when we had a massive falling out with the housing market in the United States.
And there was a lot of panic and a lot of fear. We looked at starting this company. The first thing you think is, I got to raise money. I've got to get capital. And we set out to do that initially. And actually ended up, the four of us, back in New York City, visiting with some very high-profile people.
And as we gathered together that next morning at that conference table, and we've got, all of these Manhattan-style managers that are meeting with us, and they quizzed us for hours. Finally, at the end of the day, they looked at us and they said, "We believe that your business model is going to work. We believe that you will be successful, and we want to fund your venture.
We'll give you $5 million. And we all, of course, felt extremely elated.
They were willing to fund the company, but of course they were interested in 51% and control.
And I just remember the feeling we had as we walked away from that conference table. And the four of us found ourselves in front of the Statue of Liberty. And I remember looking across the water.
Almost as if on cue, as I recall, we all just grew somewhat silent.
And as we looked out over the water, and I looked at the Statue of Liberty, what rang true to me is, we're doing this to give people freedom. And if we take their money, we can't make people free. And we can't make this dream that we have a reality because they'll never allow us to bring the quality of essential oils that we know we have to have to light. Because they'll be looking for an exit strategy, they'll be looking for a return on their investment, and that can't be part of the equation.
I remember standing right next to Dave Sterling, and Dave looked at me and in kind of a somewhat shocking way, he asked me, "How much money do you have, Doc?" And I said, I don't know. And he said, "How much can you pull together?" And I said, "I don't know." And he asked each one of us in succession, and before we left the park that afternoon, we had made the decision that we were unable to take any resources from anybody, and instead, we would all leverage everything we have.
We took the equity out of our homes, we cashed out 401ks, we liquidated everything we owned in order for this dream to come to fruition.
なぜ創業役員たちはエッセンシャルオイルの純粋さと品質にそこまでこだわったのでしょうか。それを知るためにはまずエッセンシャルオイルについて知る必要があります。エッセンシャルオイルとは植物から抽出される天然の揮発性化合物を指します。例えばみかんの皮を絞った時に出てくるオイルがその一つです。エッセンシャルオイルはそれぞれ特有の香りを持ち、植物が自らを守り、命をつないでいくために欠かすことのできない さまざまな有用成分を含んでいます。エッセンシャルオイルの元となる植物たちは2000年以上も前から人の健康と美のために利用され続けています。そんな植物から取れるエッセンシャルオイルの力を十分に引き出し、現代の私たちの健康にも活用するためには、天然というだけではなく、純粋かつ高品質である必要があります。
While many people believe that all oils are the same, they could not possibly be the same. And quality is the defining factor of whether or not an essential oil is actually going to accomplish what you and I would like it to.
私たちの生活をさまざまな角度から真にサポートしてくれる純粋かつ高品質なエッセンシャルオイルを探し始めた創業者たちは、求めている品質のオイルが市場にほとんどないことに気づきます。実は市場における 80% 以上のエッセンシャルオイルは希釈剤や安価な代用オイルなど何らかの不純物を含むと言われており、そのような不純物はオイルが本来持つ力を弱めるだけではなく、害となる可能性すらあります。また近年人気が高まっているアロマオイルと呼ばれているものには、天然成分ではない人工香料やアルコールなどの成分が含まれていることもあります。そのような中で、ドテラは人々が自分たちが手にしているエッセンシャルオイルが確かに高品質なものであると確信を持ち、安心して自分や大切な人々を助けるために使用できるようにする必要がありました。その純粋かつ有用成分を十分に含んだエッセンシャルオイルのみを販売したいという思いと努力が作り出したのが CPTG という独自の品質基準です。 CPTG とは Certified Pure Tested Grade を意味します。では CPTG 品質基準を満たすためにどんな検査が行われているのか見てみましょう。
Each oil goes through a battery of tests. We do organoleptic testing, specific gravity, GCMS, FTIR, optical rotation, refractive index. We do contamination testing, and we do stability testing every single time.
これらのテストによってオイルに農薬や薬剤などの不純物が入っていないこと、それぞれのオイルに求める化学成分が十分に含まれており、有効性が保たれていることを確認します。この他にも CPTG 品質基準の検査のために、なんと60種類以上もの検査を実施します。ドテラはより信頼と確かな結果を得るため、それらのテストを3段階に分けて行っています。はじめに第三者機関で検査が行われ、次に自社内でも検査を実施します。最後に販売されている製品も調査として検査しています。さらに純粋さと品質を追い求める思いは植物の種類や栽培方法にまで遡ります。
As we source essential oils, quality is at the heart of everything we're doing. When we look for a partner, we look for a partner with knowledge of the plants, knowledge of the distillation processes, knowledge of the chemistry, and someone that we can work with that understands the importance of that. We need partners who are committed to the same cause that we are, which is providing the best oils in the world.
そしてそこには、それまで取引先から不当に扱われてきた生産者やオイルの生産に関わる人々を助け、支援するというドテラの思いもあります。
We are interested in having the purest, most powerful, most potent, highest quality essential oils that you can have. But in the process, we're also very interested in doing good in the world.
Today, we've empowered nearly 8 million families all around the globe. We're now filling 315,000 bottles of oil every single day. And just to think about it on that scale just warms my heart, knowing that every single bottle is changing somebody's life on both sides of the bottle. I think this work has such purpose. It's like, how can we stop?
ドテラの基盤となっているのは、純粋かつ高品質なエッセンシャルオイルを追い求めることで、生産者からオイルを使う人々に至るまで、一人でも多くの人を助け、癒したいという思いです。ぜひドテラのエッセンシャルオイルを手に取って香りを嗅ぐことで、その思いと自然の純粋な恵みがもたらす力を体験してみてください。今回の動画も今から24時間 Facebook のドテラジャパンというアカウントからご視聴いただけます。見逃した部分がある方や